Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's your girl, Nurse B. Lachelle, and I'm back again. Finally. I mean, it's taken me like forever to post another video. Has been a lot going on, but I'm not going to keep using that as an excuse. So, anyway, I'm back, and today was my first day of orientation at my new job. I feel like I work at every hospital in my city. But that's okay, because you got to get this paper by any means possible. So, but yeah, so today, like I said, was my first day at the new job. Well, just hospital orientation. So yes, it was such a struggle just trying to stay awake. I had coffee first thing in the morning. I think I had a cup of tea. They provided us with lunch, and it was really nice just learning about the hospital and their, their values and their mission. It is a Catholic hospital. You don't have to be Catholic to work there, but it was just very interesting. And even at like the end of the orientation, they had it almost, I was like, what kind of ceremony are we participating in? But everybody that was in orientation had to go up to the front. There was a Sister Mary, I forgot her name. Anyway, she was standing there with a bowl, and then she had like a vase or whatever full of water. So what you had to do was you had to go up there and you had to say to her, what do you plan to contribute? Like, what characteristic or, what value do you plan to contribute to the company? And after you said it to her, you had to pour water into the bowl. So what they're going to do with all the water that the new employees have poured into the bowl is that they're going to pour it into a fountain. They have this huge fountain in front of one of the main hospitals here, and so that fountain is just flowing with all positive things that all the employees have said that they're going to contribute to serving others. So I thought that was really sweet, but at first I was like, what kind of ritual is this? But it was a nice gesture, or I don't know what to call it, but anyway, so it was interesting. Also, I feel like people have been asking, what made you want to do psych nursing, and what made you want to be a psych nurse practitioner. So my answer is very simple. Okay, I don't have a situation that happened to me and made me want to. No, honestly, this might spin you for a loop, but I never thought about being a psych nurse. I've never thought about being a psych nurse. I graduated and I started off in the cardiac surgery ICU as a new grad. That was a lot and a little overwhelming, but it was a good experience. I stayed there for a year, and then after, I got a story to tell about my first job as a nurse, because I say it was a good experience because, I feel like even in every situation you can learn something and take that on with you for life, or to spread to somebody else. But, y'all know how like they say when you graduate and you get your first job, how nurses eat their young? Y'all, these nurses, they shot my confidence down. I mean, as soon as I got there, I feel like they made me feel like, you do not deserve to be here. Why are you here? And I mean, that's terrifying to a new grad, especially working in an ICU, and a specialized ICU as well, working with open heart patients. So you shoot somebody's confidence that's excited and young and fresh out of school, excited to be there, and then you're surrounded by a group of people that make you feel like you should feel completely opposite of that. It's the worst feeling ever. But I'll go into more detail about that in another video. But what I was saying was, I started off in cardiac surgery. Then I went down to a telemetry unit where I work with a lot of surgical patients with a lot of wounds and drains and Whipple procedures and kidney transplants, and just like every surgery that you could think of, they had those type of patients there. And I loved it because I love wounds, I love drains, I like all the gory stuff. Always have. So I got experience there, and then from there I did travel nursing. So I did that for a couple years. But what I can say is that throughout my entire nursing career, you work with all types of people. That's a given. But you also work with, different people from all different types of backgrounds and all different types of mindsets and all different types of attitudes and all different types of problems and issues, right? So even though I've never been a psych nurse, I have dealt with some psych patients throughout this whole journey, throughout my career. So, but just not in depth, So, another thing that made me, interested in psych was that I feel like I've always been that nurse that would get report from the nurse that was leaving. And she, how when you get report, it can be the worst report ever. Like, this patient is such a pain. This patient is going to make your shift a living hell. They're going to give you a run for your money. They're so mean. They're so rude. They're aggressive. This is a grumpy old man. Or either, this patient has, all these psych issues going on, girl. Just be careful. I'm just telling you now. I don't even want to walk in there and say bye. And then you know what? For some reason, I've always had a completely opposite experience with that patient. Sometimes it just takes a person with a good energy to walk into the room. Sometimes it just takes a smile. Sometimes it just takes an ear. Things that God has already blessed you with that you already have. It's as simple as that. Sometimes it doesn't matter the task that you do for the patient. I mean, of course, that's part of your job. But mentally and spiritually, that is what leaves a mark on patients and people that you're serving or that you're taking care of, is the way that you make them feel. And I feel like God has blessed me with the ability to talk to strangers and make strangers feel completely comfortable having a conversation with me or opening up to me about their life or whatever it is that they wanted to talk about. I've had those patients that everybody on the unit does not want, and I'm like, I'll take them. And by the end of my shift, that patient is saying, thank you. You're a really good person. I've gotten that a lot from patients, and I love that feeling, Just like Maya Angelou said, people may not always remember the things that, oh my God, I feel like I'm going to chop this up. I think she said people may not always remember people might not always remember the things that you said, but they always will remember the way that you made them feel. And I feel like that is such an important aspect of nursing. You could be one of those nurses that feel like, oh my God, I got to do these tasks. I got to give these meds. I got to do these orders. And yes, of course, that stuff is a part of our job and it is important. But sometimes I feel like we forget about the patient and, just listening to them instead of us telling them what we have to do for you. This is what I have to do. I'm your nurse. I know what's best. Sometimes it's just taking that moment to just say, it's even just a simple, you put your hand on their shoulder and say, it's so nice to meet you, Now, some people, you got to be careful. You can't just be touching any and everybody. I mean, that's, I ain't saying I just be going in and saying, let me lay my hands on you. No. But you know what I mean? So I love that aspect of nursing, just being very personable with people, listening to them, and offering the best advice that I can. I also have always been interested in the brain and just how it works and is this person having these issues because of, a life situation that happened? Is it because, it's in their DNA? Did his mom have these issues? Did her father have these issues or thoughts of suicide? Is it a genetic thing? Or were they born this way? It's just so interesting. I think it's just such an interesting and intriguing field that I want to go to school for it. I want to learn more about it. I want to dig deeper. And speaking of dig deeper, I feel like people with mental issues and, you know, just mental health, psych issues, I feel like they're so easily ignored. I feel like people just brush them off like, oh, he just going through something, you know, he be all right. No, maybe that's when you need to dig a little bit deeper and, you know, maybe investigate the situation a little bit further, because, you know, little Johnny could have some real deep issues deep down inside that he's never told anybody, that, you know, his family or his parents or his friends just like brush off to the side. So not trying to go all deep into that, but what I'm saying is I feel like we need more people in mental health. And I feel like there's a high demand in it right now, because a lot of people don't want to deal with what they call crazy people. But the crazy thing is, and my manager said this in an interview, she said that we are all one life situation from being on a psych unit, from, you know, having mental health issues. There could be one situation in your life that could just take you over the edge. You could have been this normal, happy person. You lose somebody in your life that you were so close to. You don't know where life could take you at that point. You know what I'm saying? So you just never know. It's, you know, it's not good to judge people that have issues, and I'm not the type of person to do that. I'll have a conversation on the street with anybody. And I mean, it could be a juicy conversation too, like for real. You would think that I've known this person for years. So anyway, those are my reasons why I want to go on to be a psych nurse and to do psych nurse practitioner. Because I got people skills, man. I got people skills. You got to have people skills. And, you know, I'm willing to do the work and go to school and learn more about it as well. So I think it's going to be all good. God got my back. So, you know, I'm good. But anyway, I will post another video. I'm about to go into my favorite place, Aldi. If you guys have an Aldi in your city or your state, check it out. Like, the prices, I leave out of Aldi just feeling happy that I stretched my money so far. I mean, you just get so much bang for your buck. It's just amazing. So anyway, I'm gonna go get my shop on. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, subscribe, leave a comment, share it with your friends. I think the next video that I'm gonna make is gonna be about my nursing experience as a new grad. So anyway, y'all have a good day. Y'all stay blessed. Happy Monday. Be happy, spread love, and dang, what was the other thing that I say? I gotta get it together, y'all. Anyway, till next time. Mwah.